welcome back to No Bullshit Reviews. Now, I know a lot of my subscriber base knows me personally because I am garbage at marketing, but if you're new, I'm a big fan of video games. I like shooters a lot. One of my favorite series is the Halo series. Not even specifically for the games themselves, but for the universe and the aesthetic. Granted, at first, a lot of the human aesthetic was lifted from the film Aliens, but I love that movie, so it's all good. The Halo series has grown quite successful, spewing a ton of games, novels, and a few movies now. Neil Blomkamp was slated to direct a theatrically released Halo film, earning that chance from his work on a live-action commercial for the third game. Unfortunately, that fell through, but we got District 9 out of that loss, which I'll talk about at another time. Instead, we got a smaller-level web series produced by 343 Industries, the current producers of the games. Of course, the series was shot as a continuous flick and has been put together on disc. It's called Halo 4: Forward Unto Dawn. The 4 being because it ties into the fourth game more than anything else. However, it starts before the first game, back before the humans had even met the alien races known as the Covenant, back when Master Chief was still a covert tool being used to suppress a human insurrection rather than the lauded hero everyone knows. The movie follows Lasky, a young cadet at the Corbulo Academy of Military Science, basically OIS for wealthy United Nations Space Command children. Lasky's not doing incredibly well at school, becoming disillusioned with the war against the Innies after the death of his brother, who is an ODST or Helljumper, but he can't drop out because his mother is a highly decorated colonel of the UNSC. Eventually, as he's about to be medically discharged for an allergy to cryo-freezing, the Covenant invade the school. He and his squad mates have no choice but to band together if they want to survive. The first thing I want to talk about is the visual aspect of the movie. For what I imagine had to be a tiny budget, the movie looks amazing, although it doesn't look as weathered as either the Blomkamp commercial or the ODST commercial do. Master Chief shows up and his armor is remarkably clean for having been in combat as long as he's been. The CG is decent. I never expected them to build actual practical guns for this, so I won't hold their CG muzzle flashes against them. The props themselves look pretty great, as they were designed by the company that makes the games. Although, as stated, I think they could look a little less shiny and new. The great thing about the commercials were the props and outfits all looked lived in. As for the story, it's passable. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it contributes to the game's lore pretty decently. I really like the little nod to the game's multiplayer modes as the cadets train in a game of Capture the Flag, one of the most popular versions of the game to play. The characters were likable enough, the acting wasn't bad, although there was an odd casting choice not to use Steve Downes' voice to reprise his role as the Master Chief. As for the action, it's not incredible. It takes a while to get there and it's close to not being worth it. It is still worth it, but just barely. The most memorable sequence is probably the tense sequence with the cloaked Sangheili. The action after that kind of blends together a little. Not to say it's not fun, but it's just not really as fun as the games are. So overall, if you have a desire for Halo stuff and you haven't seen this, give it a shot. You can get it for free on the Halo Waypoint app, and I believe 343 Industries has released it on YouTube as well. Thanks. Bye.